Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about 7 ways in which I have changed in Korea because I've been here for almost 4 years now, and to say that I did not change in any way while living here would be a total lie. Now, if you're interested in how Korea is different from America or ways in which you might change if you come and live here, then stay tuned and keep watching. So one way in which I noticed I changed is when it comes to paying for other people. Every time I went to dinner with my coworkers, with my friends, they would just be like, I got it. And then after a while I was like, I kind of feel bad. Like, I feel like it looks like I'm mooching off of them, but like, I'm a strong, independent woman. Like, I can pay for myself, right? Like, why can't I pay for myself? And I just realized when I went out to eat with like coworkers, one person would get up and they'd be like, pew, I'm gonna pay. And then another person would be like, no, like, I'm gonna pay. And it becomes the freaking Hunger Games up in a restaurant. They're like, I offer myself up as tribute. And it's like, there's a freaking battle going on just to pay for food, like just to pay. And I feel like people get up there with their credit cards like, pew, 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 pew. They're sword fighting with these plastic credit cards like, I'm gonna win, I am Spartacus. And then if the cash register worker deems that you are worthy, they will take your card and you're the lucky person that gets to pay for everything. And I realized that if I want to pay for people, and even just myself, you gotta get up there and you gotta fight for it. And I just got so used to this like aggressive mentality of paying for your friends or your coworkers that now I'm just like, naturally I get up and I want to pay for people. I just want to pay for my friends. It's just an act of caring and kindness, and there's just the thought that if I pay for my friends, next time they'll probably pay for me. And the problem is now I'm so used to paying for people that when I go out with people who aren't Korean and I go out with other foreigners, I end up paying all the time, and I'm like, but like, you should pay for me sometimes too, right? It's just easier. I'll pay for you, you pay for me. And yeah, let's just not count or care about the cost of the things that we're buying because it's not important, right? And the second way that I've changed in Korea is I use the word maybe a lot, and incorrectly. So when I first came to Korea, I found that many people would use the word maybe in situations where it just didn't make sense. I remember asking a coworker like, oh yeah, that one class, it was supposed to be canceled and you were gonna talk to that teacher about it. Did you talk to that teacher? Because I'm not really asking if the class is canceled or not, I'm just saying, did they talk to that teacher? And like, it's a very yes or no answer. And I remember them just saying, maybe? And I'm like, maybe? Like, you don't know? Did you get struck with amnesia? Did you fall and hit your head? Like, were you drunk? You don't remember if you talked to a person or not? Like, for example, I used to have to play volleyball at my school. But for the longest time, my coworker kept telling me it was my choice and I don't have to go. It's my choice. But she always said it in a very roundabout, like, oh, like, yeah, I think maybe the vice principal really wants us to go, but anyway, it's your choice. And she's just saying maybe they want me to go. It's my choice though. And I can be like, okay, like they probably want me to go, but I don't want to go and I don't have to go, so I'm not gonna go. You know, and then like I realized after some time that actually this whole maybe the vice principal wants you to go, but you don't have to go is more of like, you don't really have to go. No one's gonna make you, but you really, really, really should just go. Like, it'll be weird if you don't. And I'm like, why couldn't you just tell me? Just go. It's mandatory. And I kind of just realized that maybe it's just this weird word that they're trying to find some way to express this sense of, I want to tell you you have to do something, or you need to do this, or this happened. And I know you're not gonna like the answer, so I just want to make it a little less strong when I say it to you. So now when I talk to people, I say maybe all the time in the same way. God, I know I'm using English wrong, but so in addition to using maybe in this weird way all the time, I find that I use Konglish a lot. Even more than that, there's so many expressions people use, like Korean people when they speak English, they use, and it's not necessarily correct or like natural English, but it's like very obvious that it's coming from the way they communicate in their language. So one thing I hear all the time, and now I'm super guilty of saying all the time, is my thinking is. Like, my thinking is this food is going to be good. My thinking is maybe that boy didn't understand you. But in English, normally you would just say, I think this food is going to be good. I think that boy doesn't understand you. And I think this, my thinking is, comes from, in Korean, you usually say like, 내 생각에는 or 제 생각에는. And like, it literally means my thinking, and then dot, 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 dot. Like, my thinking is blah, 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 blah. And I feel like so many people just take something that they would say in Korean and they use it in English, and it's not necessarily correct, but at this point, Korean people understand it because it's coming from a sense of, if you speak Korean, you understand where this weird phrase is coming from. And now, like, I've heard it so many times that I use a lot of these weird phrases too. But the problem is, when it comes to communicating, we focus more on how to be understood when we talk. So you're not really trying to correct people all the time, you're just trying to have a nice conversation with them. And I end up just picking up these habits that other people have, but they're not native speakers. I can't speak English anymore. They're not native English speakers, so it makes sense that they might make a mistake here and there. But it's just been so weird to me that I've picked up these mistakes and I use them because I'm like going from a place of speaking English well to speaking it horribly. And I don't know, so I've changed in the sense that now I speak English like a Korean person. And I don't know how I feel about that. So the fourth way that I have changed in Korea is, I feel that in general, I have succumbed to the bali culture, which is like hurry, fast-paced culture. And I thought America was a fast-paced country. I'm from Ohio, and I was like, yeah, Ohio must be really slow because compared to Korea, it's like a sloth. In Korea, when I first got here, I would notice people running for the crosswalk, people running for the bus. Why is everyone running? It's not that big of a deal. But then when my friends came to visit me from the United States, we were walking around, I'm showing them around the city, and like, we had to cross a street. There's like these little bars that tick down until the time's up. And I realized it was like halfway done. So we don't have a lot of time to go across the street. I'm like, guys, let's go. And I turn around and I'm like, oh. Because they're just like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's interesting. And I'm just like, oh, I guess we're going to get the next green light. And I feel like I've succumbed to this like fast-paced culture where everything's moving fast and like I'm not gonna wait around for something. And I think this carries over into the working world. I feel I'm way more active, way more productive, way more focused on doing things like YouTube and studying language and translation and all these other things that I want to do. I just don't think that I would have done them if I stayed in Ohio because I feel like something about the fast-paced atmosphere around me really lights a fire under my butt to get stuff done. And so low-key, I'm kind of happy I've come to this fast-paced culture. The fifth way that I have changed in Korea kind of ties into this fast-paced culture. Everything in this country is like go, 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 including internet shopping. When I went to the United States, I was home for Christmas and I had to do a bunch of online shopping, and I found it kind of frustrating that like I had to sign up for Amazon Prime just to get things within a couple days. Like I had to pay money just for my packages to come within 2 days. Whereas in Korea, like you don't pay extra for that. That's considered not a luxury, but a standard. And I know America is so big, like it would be impossible for things to work out that way just because they have to travel a lot of distance. But it's so nice and so convenient about Korea. It's easy to like order everything. So I've become like an internet shopping addict, and I've ordered underwear online. I've ordered gel nails because now I do my own gel nails, and like you can just get anything online, home decor, everything, like to the extent that I don't even want to go to the store anymore because it's a waste of my time. Even when you return things, like you just put them in a box, you put it outside your door and they come and get it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to like go to the post office. You don't have to mail it yourself. Literally someone will come to your door and pick up your return package, and then they will deliver it back to the company. And I feel like I've changed in the sense that now I just order everything online. And I really just never go to the store unless it's like a certain store I can't order from. And I feel like in America, it's not that convenient to order everything online, because I guess if you have Amazon Prime, you can order stuff all the time, but it's just not the same. It's just not as convenient as Korea. And I've definitely like really grown accustomed to this convenient lifestyle that if things aren't fast and they don't get to me quickly, I'm like, this is horrible. And the sixth way that I've changed in Korea is I feel like my makeup and fashion style have changed a lot living here. Like when I first came to Korea in 2015, like my makeup game was awful. And my eyeshadow was always the same exact way every day. I didn't really know how to do makeup. And now I've been like experimenting with makeup so much because I feel like in Korea people care a lot more about their appearance, and there's a lot more cheaper and mid-range makeup products here with like so much diversity. It's really easy to buy a bunch of different makeup products that are affordable and good quality, that it's so easy to experiment with makeup. And with clothes too, I feel like I've been more concerned with like buying nice clothes and dressing nice and finding my own style. I feel like when I was in Ohio, I would dress up sometimes in ways that I personally felt aren't really dressed up, they're just nice. And people would make comments like, why are you so dressed up? Why are you doing that? Why are you wearing makeup? We're only going to go to the grocery store. You're not going to see anyone you have to impress. I always felt like people made me feel bad for just dressing and looking the way that I want to. In Ohio, it's not that people don't dress nice, it's that they dress really comfortable and dress down a lot. They don't really like dress up except for special occasions. And I feel like a lot of people don't wear makeup unless they're going on a date or they're going somewhere specifically where people are gonna look at them. And I'm just like, I wanna wear makeup just because I wanna wear makeup. And I feel like my makeup and fashion has like gone up in a sense since I got here. And when I went back to Ohio, I felt like an alien. I felt like people stared at me, which is weird because like in Korea, people stare at me because I'm foreign, but in America, people wouldn't stare at me because I'm just another American. And it was just really weird. I kind of felt like it had to do with my makeup or my clothing or something, because I felt everyone dressed like lumberjacks. And I'm sorry, friends and family, because you guys are all from Ohio, but just like, I don't understand why no one dresses differently than that. Okay, and the last way that I feel like I've changed in Korea is I feel like I've lost my identity. Yep. In Korea, like, I'm not really a Korean person, so obviously, like, I'm still different. I still have my Americanisms. But when I go to the United States, I don't really feel like I'm like everyone else. Like, I feel like there's some ways where I'm like, I kind of prefer the Korean way, and I'm just like very mixed. And it's like, where do I fit in? I'm like, I don't know, I'm an alien. And yeah, I don't know. And also, I feel like I've lived in Korea for 4 years and I learned a lot about Korean history and culture and economy and like all these weird things, superstitions, holidays, traditions, and random phrases and random cultural things that like, I feel like by now I've learned so much about Korea that I find myself explaining Korea to other people. Like when I first came here, Korean people would tell me like, oh, we do this and we do that, and they would teach me things. And now I feel like when I meet foreigners who like are newer to Korea, I tend to like explain things to them a lot. And not like in like a rude or like thumpy way, I guess. I don't know. Like I'm always just kind of like ask them things because I'm like, maybe they don't know what this is. Like, oh, do you know what this is? Like, oh, like, and I'll explain it to them. And I'm like, when did I start doing this? This is kind of weird. And I went to China and Japan a few times, and I have friends who live there. And like some of my friends who live in those countries are just foreigners living there like I live here. And I find myself going there, like seeing my friend in China and talking to him like, oh, like this is what you guys do here? This is really interesting. In Korea, we do this. But I'm not Korean and he's not Chinese, and we're like talking about our country, and it's like, but wait, we're both American. When did our country become Korea and China? And it's just very interesting because I'm still American, I'm not a Korean citizen, but at the end of the day, I vibe more with Korea because I'm living here right now. This is where I've been the last 4 years. So I feel more in touch with what's going on in Korea right now than I do in the United States because I'm just not there. And it's like really interesting that like these conversations, because it's like, what? And then it's just like, I'm so confused about who I am in life and in this world, and yeah. Anyway, there's probably so many other ways that I've changed in Korea, but these are just the 7 that I thought of today. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button below, and if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with YouTube. I haven't been putting out videos every week, but I would really like to start doing this in the future, so please stay tuned and stick around for what is to come, and I will catch you later.